So in today's video, I'm going to be going over a tri-county market update. So it's going to be St. Lucie, Martin, and Palm Beach County. These are single family homes. I'm going to be going over three metrics that are going to give you a really good pulse on where the market is at. And one word I would use here is stabilization. So let's dig into the numbers. We're going to go through it real quick. And if you would like a detailed market report, drop me a line below and we can send these over to you. We can get you on our newsletter to give you the in-depth metrics. But let's go into the three key metrics in these respective counties. We're going to go with the median sale price. We're going to go with median days to contract. That's days on the market. We're also going to go into month supply of inventory. Those three key metrics are going to give you an idea of what kind of market we're in compared to Q1 of last year, 2024. Let's go. So what we have here, looking at St. Lucie County, median sale price in 2024 was $390,000 and went up to $392,000. So that's really only a 0.5% increase. Now, that may not look like a lot in a market like this, where we're going to start to get into some of these other numbers where the inventory is going up. You would think that this would drop prices. It's not. But let's look down now at the median time to contract in St. Lucie County. Now, it went from 41 days to 60 days. So that's another 19 days that it's taking to sell properties. So it's just taking a little bit longer. But ultimately, the inventory, which is the next thing that we're going to get into, really should be suppressing these prices, but prices are actually still going up a little bit. So if we look at our last metric, our third metric, which tells you whether you're in a buyer or a seller's market, we went from 4.2 months of inventory to 6.3. So that's 50% more inventory that's on the market. You really would think that this is going to drop prices, but again, those median prices have actually gone up by 0.5%. Now let's look over at Martin County. So 585,000 in Q1 of 2024 for single family homes to 595 in Q1. So that's up actually 1.8%. So we're actually up 1.8% in that average sale price for the median, or the median sale price, which is the middle. I don't want to do the average because it's a little bit skewed. So it's actually the median sale price has gone up 1.8. Now, days on the market, let's look at days on the market, or days on the market to contract. It went from 43 days to 49 days, not a big jump. So it's taking a little bit longer, like St. Lucie County, but not as much. So you're only talking about a 14% increase. So that's only, 6 days more on the market in Martin County. So Martin County holding up quite well. Now let's look at the month supply of inventory. It went from 4.2 to 6.2. So it was in that neutral market. Again, under 3 months of inventory is that seller's market. Between 3 and 6 months of inventory is a neutral market. And over 6 months of inventory is that buyer's market. We just went into barely a buyer's market. Now, it depends on the price point too. You're going to want to talk to your agent if you're buying or selling. What's that inventory look like in the price point and the category of property, townhome, villa, condo, that kind of thing? That's going to be a little bit different for each of those. And that's up 47.6%. We're in a buyer's market as a whole, single family homes in Martin County. Now let's look lastly at Palm Beach County, much, much larger county. It went from 629 to 635,000. Now that's actually a 1% increase. Now let's look at the days on market, or time to contract, and it's taking a little bit longer here. So it went from 40 days to 49 days, similar to Martin County, not quite double digit time that it's taking longer to sell the properties, but it's taking on average 22.5% longer to sell a property. So about 6 more days to sell a property. Now, lastly, let's look at month supply of inventory. So it went 4.4 in Q1 of 2024 to 5.8. So we're just under that buyer's market in Palm Beach County. So what does all of this tell us? It's taking longer to sell a property, on average over 30% more days on the market. The inventory is rising. In two of these markets, we're actually in a buyer's market. But then ultimately, looking back to the median sale price is still up. It has not dropped. So values are pretty much staying steady. So that's it for the market report here for Tri-County. We can do this for Indian River County. We can do it for other counties. But ultimately, if you want something more in depth, drop me a line below. We can get you out these reports. We'd love to help you out buying or selling any of these areas in Southeast Florida. We can help you out. We'll see you on the next video.